Hey guys, what's up? This is Aaliyah, and I am back for another review of Animal Kingdom. This is season 4, episode 9, SHTF. Do we know what that means? I don't know what that means. Do you guys know what that means? I'm pretty sure y'all don't. But that was the episode. So, once again, I decided that I'm gonna freeball it. I'm not gonna have any notes with me. Because it really wasn't all that much. Last night really wasn't action packed. So I remember what happened throughout the episode, but if I miss anything, put them down below. And also let's talk about it, okay? I want to interact with you guys more, alright? So if you guys want to talk about the episode, let's talk about it in the comments below. Okay? So I'm gonna just break down character by character by character. So let's go with Craig. So Craig, he is at his place and he's playing video games because stuff went down earlier in the episode, and out of nowhere this girl bum rushes into his house. I'm like, first of all, Craig, do you not have locks on your door? Like, you just can't be letting people come in, Craig. I think you gotta invest in some locks or something, because she just rushed into his house like, girl, like, disrespectful. Like, you gotta knock on the door or do something. Don't be just rushing in, busting in and everything like that, girl. So, the friend, she tells Craig that Ren, she fell down and, she was bleeding a little bit, so she's in the hospital. So, Craig, he goes into the hospital. He checks out on Ren. The baby's doing okay. Because that's the first thing that happened in my mind. I'm like, oh my gosh, where's the baby? Like, did the baby die? Like, oh my gosh, where's the baby? But the baby's good. Baby 11 pounds. I'm like, damn. Baby big, 11 pounds? Damn, baby, okay. Must been eating good, something. But the baby's 11 pounds. And then she says, I think the baby is yours. I think earlier in the season, I said I don't think that Craig is, the father of Ren's baby. Because I was like making jokes like, oh, he playing stepdaddy, stepdaddy Craig and everything like that. He was building a crib and looking at parenting websites. I didn't think, because I don't have any recollection of Ren telling Craig straight up, you're the father of, the unborn child. I don't recall last season. I don't recall last season, because she left last season. I think she left. And then she just, came out of nowhere this season. So, I don't know. I don't remember her telling him that that's 100% his child. But this episode, she says, I think that, the baby is yours. So Craig is going to stay overnight and, watch over her. And then the nurse comes. She comes with the baby. Have you decided on what the name is? And he doesn't know because Ren was knocked out. So, and the nurse was like, oh, do you want to hold the baby? He was, I don't think he held the baby. He was just looking at the baby. I don't think he actually held it. But, if the baby is Craig's, Craig, you are going to need to change a 360, okay? You can't be snorting coke every single day. You can't be drinking. Well, you can have a couple of drinks here and there, but you can't be drinking every single day. You can't be doing all them other drugs, Craig, okay? You're going to need to tone it down if you're going to take care of a child, okay? And you're going to need to change, Craig, okay? You can't be doing your old little ways now, okay? You're going to need to change, okay? But do I think the baby's Craig's? I don't think so. I think the baby's somebody else, but we shall see if it really is Craig's. But that was Craig's little story. So then, let's do Darren's. So I think it was the beginning episode. Yeah, it was beginning of the episode. We see Adrian and Darren, and they're talking about Detective Pierce. I think that was his name, Detective Pierce. And they're trying to find information on the detective. So Darren was like, I'm gonna, take care of it. I'm gonna do it like, I'm gonna stalk him. Okay, I'm gonna stalk the detective. But Adrian was like, Darren, do not hurt, the kids, because the detective does have children. So he meets up with Craig, and he tells Craig, hey, let's, do something. Let's check somebody out. Okay. Craig was like, what's going on? Of course, Darren doesn't want to tell Craig that, hey, my boyfriend got arrested, for planning coke into a surfboard, and he's looking on doing 20 years. So he's working with the cops to get that sentence reduced, and he was working with Jack, and now Jack's in jail, so he has to work with the cops to get us in jail too. I don't think Darren can tell Craig that, so Darren was like, just come with me. So they follow they find out where the detective live, and then they follow him. He shows up at a local bar where police go. And so Craig was like, look, I'm not doing that. Okay, I'm not about to jump a police officer or anything like that. Okay. Well, Darren was like, well, this is the only place that we can do it. There's an alley back there. We can't do it at the gym, because there's a whole bunch of cameras there. This guy has a routine. Okay. And it's like, Craig is not feeling it. Craig is not about to jump no cop. So Craig was like, you know what? Screw it. He was like, literally, tell me why. Darren can't tell him why. He cannot tell Craig what is going on. He can't. So it's like, Craig's getting pissed. He's like, I don't understand. You always treat me like this. And it's like, you don't trust me and everything. Look, Craig, we know Craig and Darren have this bond. We do. We know that both love each other and both have this bond. And it's like, Darren can't tell you what's going on, Craig. He cannot tell you, because you're going to flip out probably. You're going to tell Pope and Jay and Smurf that Adrian is talking to the cops and that Darren's protecting him. It's like, Darren can't tell you what's going on because Darren doesn't know what he's going to do. Like, he does not know what he's going to do. And it's like, I don't know what's going to go. I don't know what's going to happen with Darren and Adrian. I don't know. Darren's like, look, we're going to take care of this. But it's like, I don't know. I don't know if Adrian and Darren are going to last this season. I really don't. If they do last, holy shit. But if they don't, I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if Darren breaks it off with Adrian, or if he ends up killing Adrian. We don't know. I want Adrian to go. I want Adrian to go. Just saying. Want him to go. What happened to Link? Animal Kingdom people, y'all need to bring back Link. I actually liked Link and Darren together. Just saying. Okay, so Craig, check. Darren, check. Let's get to Pope. So Pope, he let me open up a window, y'all. It is hot. Hold on, y'all. Let's turn on the air. There's some air going on here. So it's actually a beautiful day. Look, these last couple of days in Flint have been cool. It's been like late 70s, mid 70s. It's been really, really good. Mother Nature toned down a little bit, all right? I like this weather, Mother Nature. Keep it at this weather. Okay, we don't need blazing hot. We don't need that. Nah, keep it mid, low 70s. We like this, okay? Back to the show. So, Pope, he really didn't have a major storyline this episode. He confronted Jay about what happened because Jay, he returned the money that he got from Pete because he killed Mia and Tupi. I think that was the name, Tupi. He killed Mia and Tupi. He got the money. He paid off Pete and everything. So he brought it back to the house, and they had a family meeting. Jay called for a family meeting. So Jay shows up. Pope and Darren are there. Jay shows up with the money. How the hell did you get this money? Like, how the hell did you get it? Like, what's going on? Jay was like, well, this girl who I, gotten close with, she screwed me over, and it is what it is. I took care of it. Everything is taken care of, all right? Darren and Pope are pissed, all right? Pope was like, do we gotta deal with Pete? Like, is Pete, messing with us? Jay was like, I took care of everything, okay? Everything is taken care of. Everything is good, okay? But Pope is pissed at Jay, and there's this relationship with Pope and Jay. Is like, it's been that way since season 1. He's been cool with Darren and Craig, but with Pope and him, it was always that kind of iffy relationship that the both of them had. So Jay was like, look, if it'll make everything good, I'll take, y'all can have my cut on the next job that we take. Pope was like, basically, I don't trust you, okay? I don't trust you, so it is what it is. Okay, so he has a conversation with Angela. I don't think conversation was very important, but man, Angela, we're gonna talk about Angela and Jay next topic. But Pope, baby, Pope, I know that you did what's best for Lena, okay? Because y'all remember, was it last season or season 2 that Pope decided to give Lena away? He gave Lena away to this amazing family that can do way better than they could, okay, with helping her. And out of nowhere, we walk up to this school. We're at this school, and Pope says, Lena. I'm like, Pope, you can't do that. Pope, you can't be popping up. You can't pop up, Pope. You can't be doing that, Pope. No. Bad Pope. You do not do that to her. He popped up out of nowhere, and she looked so scared and so like, what are you doing here? Like, what is going on? She looked so confused, and I'm like, Pope, you just popped up out of nowhere, and caught this girl off guard. Like, oh my gosh. And her adopted dad comes and tell her, hey, go over there. And he told Pope that you can't, pop up. If you want to talk to her, we can schedule something. And then Pope tells him that that Smurf has cancer. And Daddy was like, oh, we're so sorry to hear that, but you can't do that. I'm like, Pope, don't ever do that again, Pope. I know you love Lena. We know you do, Pope. We know you love Lena. But you can't pop up on a child like that. You cannot do that. You can't pop up unexpectedly and scare her. Because she looked scared. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, it looked like she had no emotion. Even when he said, bye, Lena, it looked like she had, like, no emotion. Like, she looked like, what the fuck is going on? So, that was the story. That was Pope. Now, let's get to Angela and Jay. I posted on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, am I the only one that trusts Angela? Animal Kingdom social media account said, only you and Pope. I said, well, that's not really helping, okay? That's not helping if I feel like I'm the only one that trusts Angela. And I said last review, when her and Pope were watching TV, the camera showed Angela, and she kind of had like the smirk in her face, the smirk on her face. Angela, I trusted you. Angela, and you just said, fuck you, bitch. I'm like, oh my gosh. Like, she's really playing Pope. And I feel so bad because I actually like Pope and her together, but she's messing with Pope. She's playing with my dude emotions. She playing with Pope emotions. Like, come on. Pope just needs somebody. Pope just needs somebody that's gonna love him. Oh my gosh. So, Jay is sleeping, and Angela wakes him up. She proceeds to say that, Smurf, she's not here. Smurf is dying. You need to get your hands on, the wheel so you can get something, because that's what Angela said to Jay before. Angela wants Jay to have everything because she feels like the Cody family did Julia and Jay horribly. So she is looking out for Jay. And it's like she said that she's playing with Pope and that she's getting closer to Pope and that he trusts her. And I'm like, damn it, Angela. Oh, I trusted you. Ugh. I trusted you, but you're just playing Pope. You're playing Pope. And I'm like, damn it. This is sad. So, her and Jay tells her that he put a tracker on Smurf's car. And so, she goes with him to find out where Smurf is. And they're like in the town where in the city where the neighborhood, I should say, where he grew up. And it's kind of like run down, in the ghetto hood or whatever. It's kind of a fucked up neighborhood. And they have a heart-to-heart. Basically, he wanted to get some tacos. And she was like, nah, I can't get no tacos from this dude. Because this dude, used to give me some stuff, for us, your mom and I to get high. And he was like, well, we don't have to get tacos if you don't want to. She's like, no, let's get tacos. So she gets back with the tacos. And then homie was like, don't be afraid, to, call or whatever. I'm like, man, you look scurvy and, like, dingy as fuck, bro. Like, I wouldn't trust you. So, she hands Jay back the money. He was like, well, he, overgave me some change or whatever. So, Jay tells her that, do you remember, like, you gave me my first beer? And then she was like, really? He's like, yeah, I was 5 years old. But then you also taught me how to tie my shoes. And I'm like, I feel so bad for Jay. Like, I feel bad for any child who grows up in a, in a sad environment to where your family, one of your family members is like a drug addict and like you gotta kind of fend for yourself at a young age. And it's like, I feel bad for any child who has to go through that. I really do. So I feel really bad for Jay that he has been through a lot of shit in his life. And Julia, he was like, well, I didn't think, I could believe people, getting them second chances. And I kind of can see, like, him, like, growing on Angela, but he's not really sold on her yet. And he leaves, and he forgets to take the money. And I'm like, oh, Angela, please do not get high. Do not get high. She took the money, and she said she was going to walk home. So, we see her, and she's just, like, looking all around and shit. I'm like, is this bitch high? I don't think she was high. But, Angela, don't get high, girl. Do not get high. You're better than this. Do not come down to pressure. Do not get high. So, that was, Jay and Angela's story. Now, let's get to the head bitch in charge. Let's get to Smurf. Smurf Cody. Okay, so Smurf. Smurf wasn't there all last episode. She wasn't in last week's episode. She left in a couple episodes before. We don't know where she went. Come to find out, she went to this backwoods, out in the middle of nowhere ranch. Okay? So, we get a flashback. And it's young Janine and Colin, and they're going to Colin's brother's house. He hasn't seen Colin's brother for years since they buried their father. So they show up at his little ranch or whatever. So present day, we see a guy. She doesn't say who his name is. He's like, hey Janine, what are you doing here? She's like, oh, just reminiscing. She doesn't say Colin, just reminiscing. So I called it last episode. I was like, what if Janine went to go see Colin? I called it. I called her on Twitter. Is that Colin? She didn't say his name. So we don't know if that's Colin or not. But she meets up with the guy. And she was like, do you have any more of, these specific guns? Because y'all remember she bought like hella lot of guns. For what reason, we still do not know. And he was like, yeah, it's in the bunker. So we get another flashback. Pull up at his brother's house. And his brother has 2 kids and a beautiful wife named Leanne. And it's like, you kind of see something with Leanne. Something's wrong with Leanne. She looks scared. Kind of like she doesn't, want Janine to be there. She looks scared. And so we get it back to present day with Janine and whoever this guy is. And he was like, yeah, I've been keeping this here since Leanne. Come to find out, Leanne is the brother's wife. So I'm thinking, is this guy Colin's brother? I don't know. She didn't give a name. So we get another flashback. And they're at dinner. And Colin is talking, not Colin, but his brother is talking about something with gold. That he has this bunker and that he, keeps it for gold and everything like that. And the camera kept going to Leanne, and Leanne looks scared. She's like, she looks like, I don't want to say, because you don't know what these people look like, but she looks like someone who is in a domestic violence relationship. She looks scared. She looks like if she says something, then, he's gonna hit her. She looks like if she moves just some way, he's gonna yell at her. Like, she looks really scared to be in her own house. And it's like, Smurf kept looking at her. Smurf kept checking her out, see if she was okay. And so the brother and Janine, they're talking about gold and money and everything like that. And so Leanne was like, how about dessert? Colin was like, sit down, finish your food. And I'm like, I knew he was abusive because I kept looking at his face. I kept looking at his face. And I'm like, this dude looks like he is very abusive. Like, this guy looks like he is abusive to his wife. And she said, anybody want dessert? He was like, sit down and finish your food. She was like, I'm full. He was like, finish your food. And she sits back down and she eats her food. And Janine and Colin are like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, what the fuck? And then when they first met, I forgot to mention this, when they first met, he was shaking her hand for a really long time. I'm like, okay, let fucking go. So we get to where she's in the bathroom and she's getting ready to go to bed. He pops in the bathroom and he's like, why are you with my brother? You're too good to be with my brother. And they're looking at each other and she walks out. And Colin, she asked Colin, has your brother always been like this? And he was like, well, their father used to abuse them, abuse the mom as well, but his brother got, the worst end of it. And so Janine wakes up and there's like yelling and commotion. She runs outside and Colin and the brother are fighting, and Leanne tries to break it up, but Colin's brother ends up hitting her. I don't know if it was by accident. I don't know if it was on purpose. I don't know. Heat of the moment, people trying to break it up, you get hit. So I don't know if it was accident or if it was on purpose. Don't know. But he walks in the house. And then Colin tells Janine, get your stuff, let's go. So they're heading out. They're leaving. And out of nowhere, young Janine was like, I'm pregnant. And Colin was like, are you keeping it? She was like, yeah. So let's get back to present day. So Pope told Darren and Craig that Smurf has cancer. He told the rest of the family Smurf has cancer. And he's freaking out. he starts going, he's in Janine's bedroom, like cleaning out her stuff, putting stuff in trash bags and trashing her, the bedroom. And then out of nowhere, she fucking shows up. Like, you just can't drop out and then come back in and act like everything's all peachy and shit. He was like, where the fuck were you? She was like, call everybody up. Okay, I have a job. And that was it. And then she told him, don't come in her room anymore. I'm like, bitch, what the fuck? What you gonna do? I think she gonna rob whoever the guy is, whether it's Colin or his brother. I think that she is gonna rob Colin, and Colin, if that's Colin or brother, I think she's gonna rob whoever bunker that is. She's gonna rob that person. But go back to Darren. This just popped in my head. When Darren was at the bar, Detective Pierce, he showed up. Basically, he just said, like, do you know about Adrian? Do you know about Ox and everything like that? He started questioning, basically he just started questioning Darren. That was it. That's all I can remember what he did. But yeah, that was the episode of Animal Kingdom. I'm on time today, y'all. I'm not giving y'all a week old review. Nah, I'm here. I'm gonna keep doing this, alright? Keep doing it on Wednesdays, okay? So that was the episode. Comment below if I missed anything, or if y'all want to talk about the episode, let's talk about it. Comment below, subscribe, and I will see y'all next week. Bye. Peace. Love you.